And well, hello, and welcome to the Legacy Insights podcast. And I am your host, Mov'n Mike, and this is episode 19. Elevate your income, lock in, not to clock in 2026. Man, this is going to be one heck of a show tonight. We're going to recap some of the legacy pillars in the framework. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this intro out of the way. Right, I'm your host, Moving Mike, episode 19. We're here to discuss entrepreneurship and the financial strategies to guide you to your goals and dreams. Simply put, we provide the insight to get your mind and your money right. We're going to be talking interviews, tips, tricks, strategies, market trends, economics, right? Entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking to entrepreneurs of every level of the spectrum, from beginning to experience, real estate investing, just the whole thing, whatever it takes to get that legacy in alignment, right? That's what we're talking about. So I want you to consider a few things as we go through this to keep your mind open, right? Keep your mind open to the possibilities that the information that you're going to be getting through this show in every episode is going to allow you to get those nuggets and those juices flowing so that you can apply these strategies, that mindset to your life to get to your goals and your dreams. So we need to know, what is a legacy, how a legacy is built, what does it take to get started on getting a legacy? Because legacy isn't always about just money. It's about how you want to be remembered. Okay. So my goal is to assist you in becoming, right? Becoming a better individual, entrepreneur, and financially free. So it's time to let's get smarter. All right. I got my trusty show notes here. And this episode, Elevate Your Income. It's time to lock in, not to clock in 2026. So I'm getting you primed for this new year coming in, right? Getting you primed. So welcome back to Legacy Insights. I believe it's a timely topic in these current economic climate of the country and even the world right now, that we're talking about this elevating your income, right? Pillar number two, elevate. Growth over the status quo, shifting from surviving to thriving. People, we're talking side hustles. We're talking investing and upskilling in 2026. These three things are the main pathways to raise your income and build your assets. My promise to you is you'll get these practical steps. I'm sorry. My promise to you is to get these practical steps, high level trends that you can act on right now. That's it, right? We need to have actionable strategies so that you can start building right from where you are, no matter what income level, no matter where you are, to start moving yourself forward, you and your family and your legacy. So here we go. Side hustles that fit your lifestyle. So what is a side hustle? Let's just put it in the context of the working class families. It's leveraging your skills, and it's time, and it's passion. So you're leveraging the things that you do with the most ease. I talked about your gifts, right? If you're a good speaker, if you a good baker, if you're an actor, musician, right? You know how to do things with your hands. You're going to leverage those skill sets, so that you can get the biggest bang for your time, and you're even using your passion, right? You're good at this thing, so you love what you do, but you're going to leverage your time and those skills to earn some additional income. That's what we're talking about here. Putting putting to use the very gifts that the creator endowed you with. That's what this show is all about, is bringing these things to the forefront so that you can apply them to your lives. So, example of a side hustle: freelancing, digital products, carpentry, part-time consulting in the gig economy. What is it that you can do? If you're good at cutting grass, you're good at cleaning, demolition, painting, painting. You know how many people really suck at painting? If you're good at painting, you should be making a side income, nights and weekends, doing a little bit here, doing a little bit there, right? I tell you, one of the quickest side hustles that I had when I was out there, pounding that pavement was trim work, doors, interior doors, and trim. Easiest money you can make. Now with the electric nailers and things like that, quick work, man. Quick work. Closet doors, entry doors, quick work with those nailers. There's no reason why we can't make this money. So what does a successful hustle look like? Well, it's low initial costs to get started, right? Scalable, meaning you can do it anytime and as much as you need to within the time that you have. Um, Now, and it aligns with your schedule and your family. That's a side hustle. That's an example of a perfect side hustle. Listen, I can get it in between taking the kids to school, dropping them off at the nights, in the evenings, after work, or my day off. Right? You could easily make anywhere between $500 to $1,000 extra a week just making a side hustle. What would that do? Just imagine. Think about that for a second. What an additional $500 a week do for you and your family with a side hustle? You change the keys from that hoopty, right, to the Miracle Whip, right? You go from the hoopty to the Miracle Whip. That's what they're talking about, right? So here we go. These all tie into the legacy framework. So that pillar 2, you're talking about elevate. Pillar 4, it aligns with the side hustle with your life and your family, your goals and your values, right? So this all plays, like I told you, when I built the legacy framework, the 6 pillars of a legacy, they all intertwine each other, right? They build off of each other. So when I reference one pillar, it flows off into the others. Right? So alignment goes with the elevate, because you have to be in alignment with your skills and your talents, so that you can get the elevation in your life going forward. You get it? You get it? This stuff is it's like a stairs, right? You got to have a foundation, and it all builds off each other. So please go to the Legacy Insights, look at those past episodes that we have there, all 18 episodes. Hit the subscribe button, scan that QR code, get that information for the financial overview and presentation there, so that you can confirm some things, reaffirm some things, and get your mind and your money right. So let's keep this thing going. So I have an action step for you. This is your action step. I need you to identify three possible side hustles that you could do starting this week. You pick one and test it for the next 30 days. Okay, you get that call to action? Identify 3 possible side hustles. You pick one and test it out for 30 days. What can you do with it? What kind of income do you see yourself creating, and are you actually making? Let's not make this a test of the minds here, right? Where let me just think about it and never take action. No, this is a call to action. You need to take one day or a few hours, think about what it is that you can do, those 3 things, pick the one and go get it. Next 30 days, bang, 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 get that money, right? Upscale, right? That's what we're talking about here. So that is the first part of elevation. Figuring out what it is that you do with the least amount of effort to bring in some additional income. And once you get that income flowing in, and you know that you've got a good thing working for you, that one good upskill in elevate, now you need to learn how to invest it. Because see, you work hard for your money, and I've always told you that money is a tool. You need to have your money start working hard for you. So you work hard for your money, then you have your money work hard for you. Let me tell you, investing is a key part of Elevate. Assets grow long term and income increases through returns. Did you get that? Investing is a key part to the Elevate pillar. Assets grow long term and income increases through returns. So you got to put that money into that investment vehicle with a nice APR return of your investment so that over the long term, it rides out for you and produces income that will possibly supplement your income in your retirement. That's what this is all about. Earning income, having it work hard for it, then have the money work hard for you so that it pays you over the long term, right? So some maybe even some lifetime income when you get into the right investment vehicle. We talked about that in retirement, the retirement module, an episode. You got to go back and check that out. So here are a few top current investment trends for 2026. Now, this is a notice, an advisory to you. Talk to your tax professional and your financial advisor before investing. Okay, these are just some suggested places for you to start looking to just take a look at. I do not get paid by these individuals. I do not have an affiliation with any of these companies or these types uh, of of recommendations here. So you want to talk to your tax professional, you want to talk to your financial professional and advisor before investing in any of these vehicles or these companies or these products and services, because it's all about the first pillar is learn, right? You've got to learn first before you take action. So that's what this is all about. So again, talk to your tax professional and your financial advisor before investing. The first one I want to talk to you about is AI driven investing in robo advisors. Now, what do you say? What is that? It's AI is revolutionizing everything. So, and also the portfolios are being managed by AI tools. So, from personalized strategies and real time data analysis, investors who leverage AI tools are gaining in a significant edge in turning complexity into clarity. So there you go. You know, when you look at those different platforms that you see out there, and you see all the charts and graphs, my eyes cross, right? So you need something or a tool or someone to help you navigate that, right? These AI tools are making it a lot easier. They're bringing some complexity, some clarity to that complexity in those different tools in those different markets. So you got to use these tools, start learning about them. The next one is investment is that um, is sustainable ESG investing becoming mainstream. So really what that is environmental, social, and governance investing. It's becoming a dominant force. Uh, with more investors looking at this, the demand for transparency and measurable impact are really taking notice to these trends that are taking place here. So these are really great options for you to take a look at. With those AI driven tools, actually, I have a couple of ones here. Again, say talk to your tax professional and your advisor. Wealthfront, Acorn, Empower, and Betterment. Those are a few of those AI driven platforms that you might want to take a look at just to start learning about it. Just like with any like crypto markets, we're going to even touch on those. Uh, the third one is micro investing platforms. These are making investing accessible with smaller capital. So what you don't have to have thousands of dollars or $1 million to invest with these social platforms and micro investing. Um, they're growing in popularity because of the small amounts of money that you can get into the market and start learning. You know, with like just a few dollars at a time. In 2026, these platforms are starting to level the playing field so that people like you and I can actually start learning even more about these different platforms in enlarging our portfolios. So, and then you also have the automation that is a must-have. So, with the automation, I talk about it with the AI. You know, this automated area is a little bit more interesting to navigate. Um, It's allowing investors, not just the people who have money and have that luxury lifestyles. It's allowing it to become the norm, right? So with these automated tools, even novice investors can get started with sophisticated strategies, which is just a little bit to no ease. So that's really what this is all about. It's the appeal is because it's low cost, stress free, and the stocks and bonds are giving potential portfolios a chance to grow in a unique way. So the real key here is balance. Is really what it's all about. It's balance with risk and potential reward. I just do want to touch on that last one. I talked about crypto, right? Um, Crypto, real estate, and art are more enticing in 2026. So to look into those areas, start learning about it, right? There's some programs out there for first-time home buyers. Um, I want to say that there's a program called NACA. If you're a first-time homeowner, first-time home buyer, and you want to go out and get yourself, pre-qualified to buy a home, NACA is a great program that you may want to look into. There's a couple out there, but I just don't want to keep recommending and things. I just want you to get an idea of that. When you start working hard for your money and you're starting to upskill and you're elevating yourself, you want to start looking at things that are going to bring you wealth. And real estate is one of those tools. You just got to be very careful about it. Talk with your advisors, talk with your tax professionals, talk with your real estate investors and agents that have knowledge of the marketplace in which they deal. Okay. So this is how the middle class can earn and plug into these trends without risking everything. So those are just five areas in the investment area that you might want to start looking toward so that you can upscale in 2026. Okay. So action step. I want you to choose one investment theme that I just mentioned from the list above, and you want to learn about it, right? I told you, you don't want to do anything until you start learning. That's that first pillar, right? The L. Then you want to elevate. Then you want to guard it. Then you want to align it. You want to see, even that align, you got to have all these things going in the same direction. You gotta think about it. You gotta plan it out. You gotta strategize it so you can reach your goal. I want you to choose one investment theme, learn about it, and allocate a small amount of money after talking to your tax professional, your financial advisor, your in real estate, or whomever that mentor may be for you. Talk to them first, then move with caution into growth with these areas, and then set aside a small amount and just see what if that works for you, right? Like I said, again, talk to your tax professional and your financial advisor before moving forward with any of this, right? So if you when you're talking about upskilling and elevating, upskilling is for to make higher income, right? That's just what it is. So how do you go about doing that? Right? How do you go about what is upskilling in the first place? You might ask yourself, well, we off the top of our heads, we would know you're going to acquire some more skills and do some things and learn some more stuff so that you can be more marketable and even possibly ask for a raise or bring in more income because you got a new skill that you can go out in the gig economy and make some additional income. So it's basically the textbook definition of upscaling is it is proactively acquiring new skills that increase earning potential or open new asset building opportunities, right? That's really what it's all about. Bringing in additional streams of income so that you can work less, work smarter, not harder, and have your money work harder for you than you do for it so that you can produce that lifetime income over time. So, what are the top upscaling platforms and trends for 2026? That's what we really need to know. We want to be able to lock in so you don't have to clock in 2026. I love that title, man. I'm so happy that I'm using that, right? The number one platforms that you can use Coursera. It's wide university backed courses. So you can check that out. Degreed is targeted skills development. And 360 Learning is an AI powered learning experience platform. So, what you really want to do is take the time to research these platforms, get the necessary skills, um, get your certifications in these different areas and different skill sets and different lanes of employment so that you can get that upscaling and that elevation working for you. These are a few of the few in demand skills. So it's tech, pluralsight, digital marketing, and data literacy. Okay, I can tell you that these are the in demand skill sets, and AI is rapidly infiltrating these markets. I heard the other day when it came to um, AI and the graduates that are coming out of school now, a large number, I don't want to give a percentage, but I know it's a very large number of degrees that are being studied right now for students in college. When they get out, they most likely will not have employment because of the AI revolution that's taken over, and they will not have those jobs available for them or to them when they graduate, because AI will have increased productivity to whereas they won't need as many people doing the job function in which you've gone to school for, because what's there is it's all going to be automated. I am currently myself learning how to use a platform called Power BI, database managing tool, right? How to pull reports from different locations. I guarantee you, within the next year or so, that tool will be largely done by some type of AI. They will build a macro or build instructions that will go out and grab X amount of information from such and such report and pull it right into another report and display all of the data mining information that it's required to show sales, production, um, employees, salespeople's percentages of sales, revenue, loss, time it took to do all of the marketing, the entire thing. So whatever type of output you're looking for will most likely be done by some type of AI generated programs in the near future, within the next year or so. It's already happening, and I see it. I see it. So there it is. These are the few demand skills that are really there. So tech, we know there's going to be under a large umbrella of AI. One of the trends that I've learned that is not going to be really affected are electricians. They're building huge data centers now. So one trade, it may not seem glamorous, but it's going to be in high demand. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians. They're going to need um, plumbers and fine finished carpenters. They're going to need, right? Everything else pretty much to be able to built by a machine. Framing, things of that nature, probably will be done by in the factory and by some type of robot building the structure. And then you will need people just to bring it on site, drop it on the ground, stand it up, and nail it together. You pretty much will have a prefabbed house in every situation, unless you have something custom built by someone. And at that point, you're talking about the big players, and they're going to keep the margins tight as well, right? Because all the money flows to the top. You want to be able to get income coming in so that you can put it in a place that it can be invested and earns you some return on your principal, right? So those are the few in-demand careers that are there. I wanted to bring you this information because it is such a timely topic. Elevate, pillar number 2 of the legacy framework. Go to the Legacy Insights podcast on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. go back, listen to the previous episodes, 18 episodes, learn the information. I hope you got your pens and your paper out so that you're writing these things down, because you want to get those uh those creative juices flowing so that you can start thinking for yourself as to how best you need to move yourself from where you are to where you're going. That's the financial intelligence that I talk about. It's one thing to be financially literate. It's another thing to be financially intelligent, being able to apply these tips, tricks, and strategies to your situation to move you forward. So I've given you some insight to get your mind and your money right. You got to take this stuff and jump right into action. The call to action. Um, I just need you to pick one path: a side hustle, investment, or upskill, and commit this week. I need you to commit this week. Subscribe and share these episodes. You know, picking and making decision is probably the most difficult thing that you're going to have to do. And I've heard and I know that life is hard. You got to choose your hard. Staying broke is hard. Being broke is hard. Making six figures is hard. But it's not as hard as being broke, right? Because working your way to six figures, $1 million, at least you've got something on the table. But being broke and you have nothing, that's a problem. And I don't like using that word often, but being broke is a problem. See, for people who are moving in the right direction, they just have issues, right? They just have issues that they just need a resolution for. But if you're broke, that's a problem because you got nothing to work with. But if you're working towards something and you just got a few issues to overcome, you're going to be a-okay. You're going to be a-okay. So this is your reminder that elevating assets isn't just about earning more. It's about aligning growth with your legacy. So there you go. In the legacy framework, upskilling is a key component and it supports its three pillars. And I talked about that, how it builds off each other. It supports pillar number 2, elevate income and growth. Pillar number 1, foundation, learn. You got to learn because that's the foundation. And pillar number 4, align your values and your capabilities. So now this action step is right. So you got to pick one of these skills in the next 90 days using one of the platforms above. Commit to 30 minutes a day, right? So you got to get on one of these platforms, upskill, commit to 30 minutes a day, whether it's learning another language, right? Because being bilingual is a skill, right? There's a lot of Spanish speaking people, you know, hell, even speaking English. A lot of people speak good English either. I'm not the best person to speak English. I've been here all my life, right? I don't speak the best English. I know English wasn't one of my best subjects, but hey, learning another language or learning to speak the language you speak already better, right? So, French, German, right? But hey, um, what is it? Uh, uh, Japanese, Mandarin, right? These languages are a plus, depending on the job that you want to take, or it could open some real serious doors for you. You never know, right? So pick a path, choose that side hustle, choose an investment vehicle that you want to learn about and possibly start investing in at some point after you talk to your tax professional, after you talk to your financial professional, after you talk to the real estate agent or broker, right? You want to talk to these individuals, learn what's going on in those markets and in those industries before you start investing in that. I want to be very clear about that, and then start to let your money work for you, because that's what it's all about. Again, I'll say it. This is a reminder that elevating assets isn't just about earning more, it's about aligning growth with your legacy. So, I am your host, Mov'n Mike. This is the Legacy Insights podcast, and I am truly, truly grateful and I appreciate the privilege of your time. And I'm going to say to you good night and thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button at the Legacy Insights podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good evening.